And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So, however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered in multiple ways. Alrighty, today's a big old Thursday, folks. And today, start of MLB baseball, opening day, they like to call it over there in the baseball world. And Tiger Woods is back golfing. And I think he's back golfing like right now. I think the man is like mid-swing as we are reporting live. The man is out there on the course doing his Tiger Woods thing that we all kind of, we all know Tiger. I mean, Tiger is the sport. We all know that. So I hope you're not looking forward to any baseball or golf talk, because that's not what we do over here at Takes by Fans. I don't know. We don't talk baseball ever. I'll watch playoff baseball. I will not watch regular season baseball. I'll go to a game. I got a, what is it, AAA? Do they call it AAA? Folks, I don't know baseball. Sue me. Okay, I'm sorry. But I got a minor league. That's what they call it, minor league. Do they call that AAA? Double A? Single A? What's MLB? Is that an A, folks? I don't know. But I got a minor league team over here, so, go check out them maybe a couple times a year, but that's really all I'm getting from baseball. I'll watch playoff baseball, especially those kind of wild card games where it's one and done. You play 162 games and then it's one and done. Yeah, that's what I like to watch. So maybe we'll talk baseball at the playoffs, but they just got started, so we'll see y'all in a while for that. And then for golf, Tiger, I mean, that's all anybody really cares about, folks. It's Tiger. Tiger's playing. You can get hyped. That's fine. But once again, Saturday or Sunday. Is he still there Sunday? That's when maybe we'll tune in. So we don't cover anything like that over here. So if you like that, still listen to us. But, you'll have to get that your baseball talk from somewhere else. But what we do here on the show, folks, we got to break down the NBA from last night. We got to bet on the NBA tonight, because some of our bets last night, they were a little bit of used as a motivation for the other teams. We didn't cash out, but we did cash out on our Celtics bet. Bingo, bango, still loving the Celtics. They are winning without Robert Williams. That's the greatest news you could ever tell me. Celtics winning without Robert Williams, absolutely fantastic. And not only winning, covering their spreads, folks, against the Bulls. I mean, folks, we'll save it all for that. So breaking down the NBA, betting the NBA tonight. We got, we may read one of the most wildest quotes we have ever read on the show, folks. And this is coming off of what was last week. 2 weeks ago, we read something absolutely hilarious in Jim Irsay clowning Carson Wentz, which was absolutely wonderful. But now we may get one of the most delusional quotes that we have ever read. So, and I might even have to put up a disclaimer when we start to talk about this NFL story, because we may go hard on this, man. Like, it may get out of control. It may get out of hand. I should have somebody else here in the studio with me to rein me in, because it could get absolutely wild, folks, because what this man said, I couldn't even believe it. So we got to talk about that NFL story, and I think we're not going to say anything for certain, folks, but it's looking good. It's looking good that we may be able to get to Malik Willis today. So it may happen finally. I know we've been talking about this, I think, for a month straight, trying to fit this man on the show, and there has just been no time. But today may be the day. So going to be a great show. So let's kick it off here. We'll start with the NBA and then transition to the NFL. So let's start here and start breaking down games in the NBA last night. Once again, the race to the playoffs dwindling day by day, and some teams are getting it done, and we absolutely love it. So let's start with the first game up here, Mavericks at the Pistons, and we took the 8.5 here, folks. We took Pistons plus 8.5. Didn't cover. Mavericks get the win. They cover the 8.5. They win 131-113. Well done by this Mavericks team of going out there and blowing out the Pistons, blowing out lesser opponents down the stretch heading into the playoffs. This is what I want to see. So were we betting last night to motivate the Mavericks? Yeah, I may go with that because our other kind of big point spread didn't hit either. So we were only betting the large spreads last night to get the best out of these playoff caliber teams. So thank y'all for doing that. Thank y'all for seeing our bets as motivation and going out there and getting it done. Thank y'all. So, Mavericks get it done last night with that big ol' win. Luka Doncic, classic, 26 points, 14 assists, 8 rebounds, but he only shot 2 of 11 from the 3, but they were still able to get it going. Because we had Reggie Bullock 3 for 5 from the 3 for 9 points. We had Dorian Finney-Smith 3 for 5 from the 3 for 13 points. Jalen Brunson only 1 of 2 from 3, but he still put up 24.6 rebounds. And then this bench, folks. Yes. Marquise Chris, 12 points. Spencer Dinwiddie still doing his thing, folks. 13 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. Great off the bench. And then Josh Green, 12 points, 7 rebounds. And we can't forget about Davis Bertans, 9 points, 3 of 5 from the 3. And once again, the Mavericks pickups of Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis Bertans from that trade deadline. I mean, they are true. I mean, they're kind of true. It's tough because they're in the Western Conference, but they are true kind of championship contenders. I mean, you got to give it up for this team. They're deep and they're just full of shooters. That's all they are, folks, are just shooters. And they get it done. They shot 45% from the 3 last night, folks. 15 of 33, while the Pistons shot 11 of 30. I mean, we see this all the time. The Mavericks always outshoot their opponent from 3. Efficient, fantastic. I mean, shooting 45% as a team, folks, I mean, you will win most of the games that you put up those numbers with, and that's exactly what the Mavericks have been doing. Now, unfortunately, they are in the Western Conference, which is the tougher conference. Obviously, we got the Suns, the Grizzlies, the Warriors when they're fully healthy, folks, and having Jordan Poole coming off the bench. I mean, that's a 3-point shooting team like the Mavericks. Then we start to go to the Mavericks at the 4th seed. Obviously, that's the Mavericks. The Jazz, the Jazz aren't that good. The Nuggets could be surprising. Timberwolves could, force, some toughness in a 7-game series. So, Mavericks, it's going to be tough to come out of that West. I mean, if they were in that Eastern Conference, I mean, it's really just going to be maybe Mavericks and the Bucks, the best 2 teams. I mean, I can see the Mavericks beating the Heat in a 7-game series. I think I can definitely see that. The Celtics, it'd be interesting. I think that one could definitely go 6-7 games against the 76ers. They may beat the 76ers outright in maybe only 6 games, folks. 5-6 games. I think that could be that. So the Mavericks are a very, very good team. Luka Doncic is incredible. They've got shooters everywhere, but we will see how far they can go in that Western Conference. A little bit of a gauntlet. I mean, we got the Mavericks currently at the 4th seed. They have to face the Jazz first round if the playoffs started today, and that's a real easy first matchup for this Mavericks team. Absolutely, they can beat the Jazz, no problem. The Jazz would probably win 1 game. I give them 1 game. I have that series at 4-1. So, Mavericks looking real good. Continuing on, did it last night. You love to see it. And then for the Pistons, Cade Cunningham, 25 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds. Once again, pretty solid. I don't think this game got out of control until the second half, I believe. Detroit, a 2-point lead going into the second quarter. The second quarter was really kind of their downfall a little bit. They got outscored 33-24. So going into halftime with a 7-point deficit, not the best look, and they just were not able to recover from there. But still, overall, good work. And this Pistons team, they could be something next season. I mean, this Pistons team, if they get what else do they need? I mean, you need Jeremy Grant. I mean, we need him to be some sort of a resemblance of a third on a team for a big 3. But overall, you've got a nice foundation here of Cade Cunningham, Isaiah Stewart, Sadiq Bey has been pretty solid all year long. Not last night, the man shot 9%, but overall, Sadiq Bey's been getting it done for the most part. Isaiah Stewart, 19 points, 14 rebounds last night, yes sir. And then once again, Cade Cunningham, 25 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds. We will absolutely take that. Off the bench, they even got some nice production last night. Saban Lee, 11 points, 4 assists. Jamorko Pickett, 10 points, 3 rebounds, and Braxton Key, nice 14 points, 5 rebounds to help out. Unfortunately, end up losing by, 20 plus? Yeah, about 18 points there. So Mavericks win 131 to 113 in nice dominating fashion, getting ready for the playoffs. You love to see it. Thank you, Mavericks, for taking care of business in a dominating way, because we got this next game up here that did not quite do it. Yes, they got the win, but it took a while, and this is why we truly can't be afraid of this team. I'm afraid of Kevin Durant. Yes, that is really, Kevin Durant is one of the best shooters of all time, folks, and once again, why the Nets won last night is because Kevin Durant was demanding and commanding the ball in the second half and just doing his thing, demanding the ball, shooting the shots, the threes, the mid-range jumpers, and for the most part falling. I do want to talk about the clutch ability of Kevin Durant, because it seems like it's gotten worse this season, where Kevin Durant and clutch, they always went together. But over the last few games here, in game-tying kind of scenarios, fourth quarter down, trying to take a lead, his three-point shots have been a little off. So I want to kind of explore that a little bit as well. But let's get back to the main subject here. Nets at the Knicks. Doesn't matter. They both, MSG. But overall, no, they're not. They do have different stadiums. I'm bugging. I shouldn't have said that. What am I saying? Madison Square Garden, Barclays Center. Not the same. What am I talking about? Either way, New York. That's what it is. But either way, Nets at the Knicks last night, and they went toe-to-toe for the entire game. The Nets were down like 9 points going into halftime. Or no, 15. What's it, 15? I don't think they came back. Yeah, it was like 15 points. They were down 15 at half, folks. It was not looking good for this Nets team going into halftime. Went to the fourth quarter, able to get that lead because Kevin Durant is still lethal, folks. Once again, I'm not scared of the Nets team overall. Kevin Durant does Kevin Durant things. He will always do Kevin Durant things. So for that part, yes, I'm scared of Kevin Durant, but I'm not scared of this Nets team overall. I'm not scared of the dynamic between Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. I'm not scared of their supporting cast. I'm not scared of their bench, and I'm definitely not scared of their head coach and coming up with any kind of smart, good adjustments that is going to help out the team if they're down or, down in the series, down in the game, whatever it is. The only way that they can overcome a deficit in a game or in a series is letting Kevin Durant demand and command the ball. And that's what we've seen a couple of times. I want to say 2 games out of maybe the last 4 or 5 where Kevin Durant in the Nets down going into halftime, and then Kevin Durant gets on his bullshit and goes crazy, shot, make, and then they're back in the game, taking the lead and closing it out in the fourth quarter, because that's what Kevin Durant is. We can respect Kevin Durant's greatness, absolutely. Kevin Durant is greatness. He's greatness personified. Obviously, his leadership qualities, some of his personality traits don't rub us the right way, but pure basketball, yeah, the man gets it done. So absolutely, we can respect Kevin Durant for that, absolutely. But Nets going close with the Knicks, going close. All their games have been going close as of recently. The best teams in the league going close, the worst teams in the league going close. The Knicks don't even have anything to play for. They had nothing to play for and still brought it a little bit here. Knicks still, once again, couldn't close out in the fourth quarter, which has been their biggest problem all year long. You put up 16 points in the fourth quarter. You put up 15 points in the third quarter. You put up 30 points in total for the second half, where the Nets alone put up 38 points in the fourth quarter alone. So, this is just Knicks being Knicks last night, not being able to close out in the fourth quarter. And once again, you want to bring back Tom Thibodeau? That's kind of the early reports that we're hearing. How can you bring back Tom Thibodeau? This man has not closed out a game in the fourth quarter all year long, and that's what he is. He's a defensive-minded coach. Folks, we don't talk about, y'all know our perspective of coaches, head coaches in the NFL. Do it in the NBA as well. Why are we having Tom Thibodeau, who loves defense, and then your team can't close out defensively in the second half? What are we doing? That's what you want to have another year of in New York? After you already saw a huge decline from 2020 to 2021? Or 2021 to 2022? If you thought the decline from 2021 to 2022 was bad, wait for the decline of 2022 to 2023. You're like the 11th seed at the moment. You're going to be like the 15th seed next year. That's the worst seed. So, Nets going close to the Knicks, going close as of recently, and this is why we can't be afraid of them in the playoffs, because it's a 7-game series. If they're going toe-to-toe, neck and neck, down to the wire every single game for a 7-game series, how long are they going to be able to keep up that endurance? I know Kevin Durant's got some great endurance, absolutely, but the role players that you desperately need to rely on, that's why we can't be scared of the Nets. They're not going to have that longevity in the playoffs. Yeah, they may win the first round, and they still have to get it out. They still have to get out of the playing tournament. I mean, they're going to be playing basketball from the regular season all the way throughout. There's no first round buys. You're in the playing tournament, so you don't get that kind of, I think it's like a 3 to 4 day window off for the playoff teams that have secured a playoff spot. So while the playing tournament is going on, you know, you've got a couple of extra days to rest. Number 1 seeds, the Suns just rested all of their starters last night. And I mean, I wouldn't even blame them. I would kind of green light the Suns to rest their entire team for the rest of the regular season. You already wrapped up the number 1 seed. You've got nothing left to prove. You still want to kind of keep up some type of rhythm and momentum and endurance. So maybe just kind of start your starters for the first quarter for the remainder of these games and then sit them for the rest. But overall, the Suns are going to be well rested, where the Nets and Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are going down to the wire every single game. Must kind of show out every single game. Kevin Durant's going to have to shoot 60% in the second half every single game if they're going to just want to win and be competitive in those games. So the longevity factor truly is the reason why we cannot be scared of this Nets team, folks. Nets get the win 110-98. Last night, we had Kevin Durant, 32 points, 11 assists, 10 rebounds, most of that coming in the second half. And Kevin Durant shot 2 of 10 from the 3. And once again, this is what I'm saying, the clutch ability by Kevin Durant, we need it to be here. That non-clutch ability by Kevin Durant hurt them last year in the playoffs. And once again, it was still a clutch shot, but at the end of the day, it was a 2-pointer, not a 3-pointer, going back to last season against the Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals. Kevin Durant, I mean, it was a good shot. It went down, but it wasn't a 3, so I guess we can't. It was clutch for what it was, but it could have been better. And we've seen Kevin Durant not be clutch. We saw that against the Bucks a few nights ago, not being able to shoot well in the fourth quarter. Once again, the final 2 minutes, 30 seconds, everybody missing shots on the Nets allow the Bucks to come back and go into overtime and win the game. So I want to go to the second half here of Kevin Durant's 3-point shots. Here we go, shot plot. I mean, here they are, and they're all kind of straight away. I mean, these are all kind of straight away threes right here, and he's just missing them. He shot 8 of 15 in the second half. A lot of mid-range jumpers. Those were, once again, the only ones that fell. We told y'all 2 of 10 from the 3 overall in the game here. But the clutch ability of Kevin Durant mixed with the endurance of the Nets, that's why we cannot be afraid and fear this Nets team. I'm not fearing them, folks. I'm not fearing them. And I'm not knocking Kevin Durant. This was no way, shape, or form a knock on Kevin Durant. He's fantastic. Clutch ability, folks. I mean, y'all love to hammer LeBron James on clutch ability when he misses one clutch shot, and erase all of his past. So let's keep that same energy on Kevin Durant. When was the last time Kevin Durant hit a meaningful clutch shot that ended up impacting the rest of the year or the rest of the season? It's been a few years. The last one that just comes to mind is him over LeBron, which is one of the clutchest shots in NBA history. He's got that. That's a huge accolade. I'm not knocking Kevin Durant, folks. He's a great talent. I get it. But at this current moment, right now, once again, those what are we classifying them as? The re-certifications. Let's have a re-clutch certification on Kevin Durant. It's easy to say, yes, he's clutch, yes, he's great, yes, because he's already proven it in his career. But when was the last time? Recertify some of our takes, recertify some of our GOAT passes, great passes that we hand out to players. I think Kevin Durant, clutch-wise, 3. And let me kind of specify it even more fine-tuned in detail, 3-point clutch ability. Because that mid-range shot, I mean, that's money all day. That elbow jumper, wing jumper, 2-3 steps inside the 3-point line. Yeah. Oh my goodness, that is lethal as heck. But that 3-point clutch ability, it's gonna need to be there. They had to come back down from 15. They weren't doing that all from the mid-range. A lot of threes. Patty Mills was even hitting threes last night. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. My jaw was on the floor. I was like, Patty, this is what you can do, Patty Mills? And you're waiting now? Oh, you're waiting until now to pull out all your bag of tricks? The man shot 5 of 7 from 3 and was going absolutely manic last night. This may have been Patty Mills' best game as a net this season. So we'll see how this Nets team fares in the playoffs. I'm not really giving them any real chance to go deep into the playoffs. Yes, they may win the first round. I don't even know, because they're only getting a 7th or 8th seed. So they're gonna have to face the Heat or the Celtics round 1. They may get bounced round 1, folks. They may. I don't know if I want to face this Heat team. This Heat team can lock up defensively, and we know the Nets play no defense. The Celtics, I mean, I don't even know if we can really be worried that the Celtics don't have Robert Williams. The Nets don't have any good bigs either. So unless Kevin Durant plays the 5, which he is capable of doing, Kevin Durant can play the 5. I mean, we saw that against Giannis and the Bucks last season in the playoffs. You know, they kind of kept Kevin Durant down low to try and match up with Giannis as best they could, and it kind of worked a little bit. So unless Kevin Durant is just going, I mean, that would be interesting. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, we need some experimentation on this Nets team. I mean, Kyrie Irving can be a point guard. He just doesn't want to. Anywhere he goes, he's not trying to be the point guard. But if you run Kyrie at the 1 and Kevin Durant at the 5, I think that could be interesting for some spurts in games and in playoff series. But we know Steve Nash will never do that, because that, Steve Nash would have to kind of, put his foot down with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. And he won't do that, because we know he's not the leader. He's not the commander. He's not the head coach that he thinks he is. So this Nets team, they're going to have to kind of pull out all the stops if they want to win the ring this year, and I'm just not seeing them doing that, folks. So they get the win last night, but it was against the Knicks, and it went down to the wire, folks. It's not good. So here we go. Kevin Durant, 32 points, 11 assists, 10 rebounds. Fantastic. Shooting in the second half, absolutely fantastic. Kyrie Irving, 24 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds, but he shot 3 of 12 from the 3, 34% on 26 shots. So once again, why is Kyrie Irving taking more shots than Kevin Durant? I mean, this is what we want. Kyrie Irving wants to be the number 1. And Chris Broussard put it so absolutely magnificent today. Let me see if I can bring up his quote quickly. What is he on? First things first, correct? Let me bring up right here. First things first, because he literally put it fantastic. Like, why is Kyrie Irving taking these shots? He's not as good as a shooter as Kevin Durant is. He's a good scorer. He can get to the bucket. Absolutely. But this is what Chris Broussard said today, and this quote truly sums it up magnificently right here. He says, quote, "My problem with the Nets is their Batman has a Robin mentality and their Robin has a Batman mentality. Kevin Durant, he is the Batman on this Nets team. There is no debate. Kevin Durant is the 1. Kyrie Irving is the 2. There is no debate. Kyrie Irving can never be a 1. He's just not a 1. He's not 1 material. He's fantastic. He may be the best 2 in the league. You can make the argument, absolutely. But Kyrie Irving, he wants to be the number 1. He wants to be Batman wherever he goes, even playing with LeBron James. That's kind of why he stopped playing with LeBron James, because LeBron, wherever he goes, he's going to be the 1. There is no debate there. LeBron will always be the 1. And Kyrie Irving doesn't play that game. He's like, I want the 1. And he had a big shot over Steph Curry in the finals that got Cleveland the ring. And he is still a 2. I still don't even want him a 1 in this league. He's fantastic as a 2, but he thinks he's a 1. 26 shots last night. Why? 34% shooting. Why are you taking away shots from Kevin Durant? What are we doing? You rely on Kevin Durant. You're supposed to be the assister to Kevin Durant. Why does Kevin Durant have more assists than Kyrie Irving? You know what I mean? Kyrie Irving cannot stand to pass the ball. He's good at it, and he will do it, but he hates doing it. That's why he anointed James Harden the point guard the very first game together this season. He's the point guard. No. He's the point guard. I'm not playing the one. I'm not doing it. And then for Kevin Durant, the Batman having a Robin mentality, because Kevin Durant is just loosey-goosey. And that's kind of what I like about his personality. He's like, I don't need to be the leader. I can be the leader, but I don't need to. And Kevin Durant, he kind of needs somebody to kind of call him the leader. He's not going to assume leadership kind of role because he plays loosey-goosey. He's free-flowing. He's an easy breezy guy. He doesn't need to kind of demand and kind of be the boss and point fingers. He's always assuming that you're going to do your job. So yeah, you don't need to be a leader when you're just assuming everybody's going to do their job. But you kind of do. It's unfortunate, but that's what it is. I mean, that's what sales is. Forcing somebody, talking them into buying it. Whether they want to buy something or not, you have to talk them into it. That's why I don't like sales. That's why, the whole marketing. I mean, I could push this show down your throat, folks, but that's not kind of my personality to do so. And I know that's how I would get more views and in turn revenue for the show if I pushed and 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 pushed, because that's, the job of the leader, the job of the salesman, to say the obvious, to state the obvious. That's not my thing. I don't like to state the obvious. Kevin Durant doesn't like to state the obvious. That's what leadership is, though. Stating the obvious. I can be a leader, absolutely. I can be a leader whenever I want. It's just like, we're all people, though. Like, and I get the overall role of a leader, the boss, the manager. That's stating the obvious. Stating the obvious. Somebody's got to state the obvious. That's why the bystander effect, folks, you ever heard of it? Where if somebody was dying on the floor and there was a group of people around to witness it, somebody's got to take charge, because we all know somebody should be calling the police, but everybody internally is thinking, should I be that person? Oh, somebody else will take care of it. That's kind of, what separates the leaders from the non-leaders. The people that go out and take charge. I believe we're all capable of taking charge, and Kevin Durant seems like the person that is capable of taking charge. He just doesn't, because he knows, hey, why it is kind of nuanced, folks, and stick with me here. But Kevin Durant in his mind is like, we're all just people. We're all the same. Why do I need to kind of control all these people? He feels like if he says something, if he kind of starts like demanding and commanding on the floor vocally, that it's not going to get the best out of his other teammates and things like that. So maybe a little bit of an overthinking process. I think I do the same thing. Yes, I am comparing myself intellectually to Kevin Durant. Okay. If I can read Kevin Durant correctly, which I think I can, I think that's his overall thinking. Hey, I can be the leader when I need to. If nobody's going to step up, I'm going to have enough at some point, a la him taking control in the second half of games. Hey, all right, let's see how it goes in the first half. I'm trying to pass the 11 assists. Hey, I don't need to kind of, start taking all these shots here. We're going to get it done as a team, because we all know as a team we need to get it done. And I'm trusting everybody, non-verbally though, but I'm just trusting all these guys on the team to go and get it done. I'm expecting they will try their best to get it done and make their shots. But I'm not going to kind of be that vocal leader right off the rip, because he doesn't feel like he has to do that. So just different types of personalities, folks. That's really all it is. So Kevin Durant, he can be the leader. He can be the Batman whenever he needs to. But if he doesn't need to, he's not going to. So Kevin Durant, Batman with a Robin mentality. Kyrie Irving, a Robin with a Batman mentality. You got the wrong guys with the wrong mentality. That's all there is to it. So, Kevin Durant, fantastic. Why is Kyrie Irving taking more shots, less efficient? because he's got the Batman mentality. Kevin Durant, I know this is, not what you are used to, but you need to have that Batman mentality. Now, Kevin Durant, should we keep going with this? Kevin Durant, his overall personality, he gets rubbed the wrong way. He wants, 100% respect 100% of the time, but you're not going to get that unless you demand and command it, and that's part of Batman mentality. Kevin Durant just not showing it. He gets upset at Twitter people calling him out. He's a millionaire. He's one of the greatest shooters in the league history, but he still gets his feelings hurt by people that, talk about him. Random people in the media. He gets his feelings hurt. But you can't. You're putting yourselves out there. You're a celebrity. You're a professional athlete. You need to be open to criticism. If you put yourself out there, you must be open to criticism. Me including. I'm putting myself out here. I'm starting a show. I'm here talking sports every single day because I think I know what I'm talking about. I have to accept your criticism. Good, bad, ugly, really ugly. Saying I have, I should be playing G.I. Jane 2? I can't slap y'all for that. I'm putting myself out there. I think I know what I'm talking about. I'm here every day. I have to accept the criticism, good, bad, or the ugly, the really ugly, the nasty, the digs, the unsmurfiness. We try to keep it smurfy over here. Try to. I think I am Smurfy, but sometimes the Smurfiness maybe gets lost on y'all. I don't know. We'll talk about that a little bit later in NFL stories, but overall, folks, Kevin Durant, you've got to be that leader. You got to start demanding on floor, showing that leadership. You have to show it, Kevin Durant, or everybody's going to keep, talking about you the way you are. And, you keep getting your feelings hurt, which is definitely not Batman mentality at all. So, Kevin Durant, fantastic basketball player, absolutely, but he does not have the Batman mentality. He's capable of it. I know Kevin Durant is capable of the Batman mentality. I believe his overall thinking, once again, maybe overthinking the entire situation, overanalyzing, I get it. But he feels like, I don't need to vocalize this because we're all just going to come in and do what we need to do. He doesn't feel like he has to kind of be the guy to point out the obvious, to state the obvious. That's how I feel about it, folks. That's what coaches are, stating the obvious. You ever hear a coach's huddle? In the in-game huddles, they have it on, ESPN when they're playing the game. What do they call it? They may even call it inside the huddle. When they're listening to the coach. Hey, get it done. Let's keep the movement. Let's keep the ball passing. Well, yeah, obviously. Yeah. But you have to state the obvious. That's what leaderships do. That's what leaders do. You state the obvious. You make sure everybody's on the same page because, mentally you think everybody's on the same page. But what separates the people, the leaders from the followers, the person that goes out and states the obvious. It's all it is, folks. That's really all leadership is. Stating the obvious. Stating the obvious. Making sure everybody's on the same page. We're all thinking we're on the same page, but let me vocalize these words to truly make sure we're all on the same page. Page 1. You're looking at page 2. No. We're all on page 1 still. No. You think we're all on page 2. You think we're all on page 1. That's why we need the leader to say, hey, we're on page 1. Yes? All right, now we're all on page 1. Now we can go out there and play. So, I think that made sense. That makes sense to me. I hope I expressed that enough so you can make the connections. But that's how I feel about it. So, that's Kevin Durant and the Nets, folks. All right. So, Kyrie Irving, 24 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds, but he shot 34%. Come on. And then let's shout out, before we move off of this one, Patty Mills, once again, 15 points, 5 of 7 from the 3, a huge reason. He was a plus 21 on the floor, folks, in 23 minutes. The highest plus-minus on the floor for the Nets last night. Absolutely fantastic. So, Patty Mills finally having his great game. And if Patty Mills could play like this all season, if Patty Mills was playing like this all season, yes, okay, now I can understand a little bit of an afraidness, a little bit of a fear for the Nets overall. I could understand it. But Patty Mills has played like this maybe twice all year long, so there's no consistency here. We're not banking on Patty Mills ever doing this again for the rest of the season. So It took it all to win this game against the Knicks, folks. Not good. Not good. No Julius Randle for the Knicks either last night. The starting five played pretty good besides Evan Fournier. Defensively, he was okay, but overall, Evan Fournier, 8 points, actually. 8 points on 2 of 7 from the three and 33% on 9 shots. Everybody else in the starting lineup, 10 or more points. Alec Burks, 24 points. Jericho Sims getting in the starting lineup, which we do like. Jericho Sims, folks, I like the man, folks. He's surprising. He's a young kid. I think he's a rookie. But the man's been playing pretty solid basketball whenever his number gets called. And he was in the starting lineup last night, 10 points, 13 rebounds. Obi Toppin, 19 points. Love seeing him in the starting lineup. No Julius Randle, so that's why. But he plays very, very well. Good defense, good size, good all-around game. And then RJ Barrett doing his thing, 23 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds. He didn't shoot well, 25% on 27 shots, 2 of 11 from the three, but 23 points, scoring production, somebody putting up points because we can't rely on Evan Fournier to put up any points. Off the bench, everything was absolutely abysmal last night, and they only rocked with 3 guys. So Knicks, they can't get it done. They were competitive in the first half, but in classic Knicks fashion, they beef it in the second. Nets get the win, 110-98. Alrighty, here we go. Next game up here. Wizards at the Hawks. Hawks get the win, 118-103. What was the final spread of this game? Did they cover the spread last night? What was it? Let's quickly find out. Hawks, Wizards. Was it like 10 points? Yeah, 10 points right on the dot. Okay. So they did cover the 10. Fantastic by the Hawks. Well done. Beating the Wizards. Once again, Wizards, one good game, one bad game, up and down, win-loss. So can't really bet the Wizards for the rest of the season, and really kind of done with the bad teams for the rest of the season betting-wise. Done with the Pistons getting points. Done with the Thunder getting points. Everything like that. We are strictly betting on only the good teams, the playoff caliber teams, I believe, for the final days of the regular season, and we may be swallowing a lot more points than usually we are comfortable with. So I think that's kind of how we're going to be betting for the rest of the regular season, but we'll see how it goes, and we'll see how long we keep up with that rule, because sometimes value blinds everybody, folks. Value blinds everybody. So we'll see how strict we keep those rules. But here we go. The Hawks last night. Trae Young, 30 points, 11 assists. Fantastic. Kevin Huerter, only 5 points last night. Shot 22%. Not good. Clint Capella, though, 19 points, 7 rebounds. Danilo Gallinari, 26 points, 10 rebounds. Bogdanovic, again, fantastic off the bench. 6 of 9 from the 3. 18 points, 4 assists, folks. Absolutely fantastic. And he was really the only producer off the bench last night for this Hawks team. All right, and then for the Wizards, Porzingis, 26 points, 18 rebounds. Really wonderful night last night, but nobody else showed up. Kyle Kuzma did not play last night. We were talking about him as a game-time decision. A lot of people with 9 points. We had KCP with 9 points, Rui Hachimura with 9 points, Thomas Ortansky, 9 points, Denny Avdija, 9 points, Ish Smith, 9 points. Unfortunately, all those 9 points added up because they ended up losing by 15. So Hawks win 118-103. All right, next game up here. Bingo, bango, folks. Celtics at the Bulls. Celtics on the road. Celtics not having Robert Williams. Bulls, the frauds that they are. DeMar DeRozan played. Zach LaVine played. Vucevic played, and they still get blown out by this Celtics team on the road. This is who we should be afraid of, not the Nets, who are struggling against the New York Knicks to beat them. The Celtics take care of business. 117-94. Cover the 7-point spread here. Easy peasy, folks. Sheesh. 20-plus point win against the Bulls. And I am really disappointed on y'all, folks. Really, because y'all soured our taste on the Bulls because y'all went crazy with the DeMar DeRozan MVP. We were taking it slow with the Bulls. We knew what the Bulls are. We wanted DeMar DeRozan in the discussion. Just in the discussion. Not even in the top 3 discussion, in the top 5 discussion overall at that period in time. We're going back a month, 2 months now. 2 months, I would say. And y'all really soured our taste because after that, after y'all went above and beyond manically, folks, we couldn't kind of, rebuy back into the Bulls because the slightest nod that we would give to the Bulls, y'all would take it and run with it. So we couldn't even do that. So I'm a little upset with y'all because we haven't been able. I mean, there's yes, this Bulls team is not good, but we knew we weren't judging them like they were good. Y'all were judging them like they were good. So we couldn't do that because it would send the wrong message. It would send the wrong message. We had to bring y'all down. Where you have to bring y'all down sometimes. Y'all get a little bit too crazy, a little bit too out there, floating into space. No, I gotta reach up there through the atmosphere, bring y'all down a little bit, because y'all get carried away a little bit too much here. So we haven't been able to try and give this Bulls team, I mean, don't take this wrong way, folks. We give everybody a favorable chance, an even chance to kind of get our attention, get our praise, and not our knocks. We give everybody a fair, opportune chance to earn our praise. But honestly, the way that y'all were treating the Bulls at that time, we couldn't even give them a fair shake, really, to enjoy this Bulls team as what they were. Y'all took the enjoyment from us of the Bulls on what they actually are. So I'm a little upset with y'all. You took away our Bulls enjoyment for really the last 2 months. We could kind of appreciate Kobe White here and there. We liked talking up Kobe White. DeMar DeRozan with the great 66% shooting for 40-plus points. We still liked that. Still liked it, even though it didn't result in any wins. We still liked that. But because y'all went so above and beyond on the Bulls, DeMar DeRozan MVP. Bulls, we should all be afraid of the Bulls. I don't know if y'all said that, but I'm sure I could find somebody to say, hey, the Bulls, we should be afraid of them. Because what y'all say about the Nets. So, little upset with y'all that we could not appreciate the Bulls for what they are. That's on y'all. Just want y'all to realize that's on y'all, okay? But here we go. Celtics at the Bulls. Celtics get to win 117-94 last night. They cover the 7-point spread. For the Celtics, man, oh man, and I love it. Marcus Smart, 9 points, 6 assists. Once again, not taking all those shots. He doesn't have, he's not a Robin with Batman mentality. He's Catwoman with Catwoman mentality. Hey, Batman will go out and fight the crime. He'll get it done. Is Robin is above Catwoman? Or no? Y'all put Catwoman up, like just overall, Batman universe ranking. Not how good the superheroes are, but just how they kind of rank in order of superiority amongst themselves. Yeah, like obviously Batman's number one. Is Catwoman 2 or is Robin 2? I would say Robin would be 2. And then Catwoman 3. But I know Catwoman, she's a strong, independent woman. She gets it done herself. So, I mean, she doesn't need the bat. She doesn't need a Robin-type sidekick. Y'all put Catwoman at 2 or 3? I think I go... But he is a sidekick. He is kind of okay, so let me do this. Well, no, because already... Okay, let me phrase it like this. Already in the established realm universe... sports world, Batman's 1, Robin's 2. That's why we always bring up, he's Batman, he's Robin. We just talked about Chris Broussard bringing that up as well. So overall, it's got to be Batman 1, Robin 2, Catwoman 3, because that's just established. But if we're bringing Catwoman into the mix, does she rank above Robin? That's all I'm asking. Superiority-wise, does Catwoman rank above Robin? Interesting. So let's just keep it here. We'll have the debate. You'll have the discussion. Y'all let me know. But let's just say Catwoman is number 3. So Marcus Smart is Catwoman with Catwoman mentality. Love it. Not taking all these shots. Only took 7 shots last night. Let, Robin, Jaylen Brown take 21. Let Batman, Jason Tatum take 18. And he's the 4th kind of shot taker last night. Derek White having 8, a little bit more than Marcus Smart 7. So, gotta love these players playing their role out here. Why we should be afraid of the Celtics more and not being afraid of the Nets. Because they've got their mentalities and identities out of order, out of whack a little bit. Celtics, they know what they're doing. They're getting it done. And once again, shout out to their head coach, Ime Udoka. I know we haven't really been talking about NBA awards really at all this season. But do we have... what do we got? NBA. We got Coach of the Year awards. There's no awards up here on the DraftKings Sportsbook. What's up with that? Winter specials? Okay. Sometimes the sports book, folks. I just don't get it. I just want awards, team futures. We got awards, conference winners, anything like that. Well, we know Ime Udoka is coach of the year. I don't know if there's any debate in that. Of how well the Celtics team is, man, oh man. Of how they've got the least amount of talented. This is like the least talented roster overall in the Eastern Conference, maybe even in the NBA of playoff teams. And they're still playing absolutely fantastic down. They're starting big. It's absolutely fantastic, folks. We love the Celtics team. So, Marcus Smart doing his thing, 9.6 assists. Jaylen Brown, 25 points, 4 steals, 4 assists, 7 rebounds. Jason Tatum, a light 16 on 27% shooting, 1 of 8 from the 3, 16 points, 8 assists, 10 rebounds. Al Horford, though, getting it done, 17 points, 10 rebounds. Daniel Tice had a pretty okay game, 15 points, but only 6 rebounds. Once again, Daniel Tice cannot rebound to save his life. And then off the bench, Derek White giving us that 10 points. Peyton Pritchard, 9 points. I'll take 9 points from Peyton Pritchard. Absolutely. So, bench, pretty solid. Aaron Nesmith, 8 points on 75% shooting. Another, I'll take that. It's not 10. It's not double-digit points, but I'll make the exceptions for Peyton Pritchard and Aaron Nesmith. They haven't been playing really at all this year. So, any production is good production from them, and that's exactly what we got last night. So, Celtics putting it all together, and man, oh man, that defense, they're going to have to really win by their defense. Absolutely. Their defense is fantastic. And they got it done last night. So, loving everything about this Celtics team, winning on the road, absolutely fantastic. Now for the Bulls, DeMar DeRozan, only 16 points. 16 points, very light for the man. 5 assists. Vucevic, 13 points, 7 rebounds. Zach LaVine, awful last night. 7 points, 22% shooting. So when your big three is not being that big, there's no way this Bulls team is winning, and that's exactly what we saw last night. Ayo still at the starting 1, 7 points, 3 assists. Okay. Kobe White off the bench, 10 points, 2 assists. And once again, I want Kobe White starting. What is the harm? What is the harm of having Kobe White start for like a 3-game stretch? We've already seen him being in the starting lineup, and he has like double the wins compared to when he comes off the bench. What is the issue? Are you going to lose? You're losing anyway. I mean, what is this Bulls team really in their last 10? I mean, it's got to be abysmal. Let me refresh the standings here. The Bulls in their last 10 games, 4-6. 4-6? You had the audacity to go 4-6? The hell is that? 4-6, the back end home run stretch of the season. Lock up, secure your playoff seeding chances right now. I mean, the Cavs are 2 games back from getting into the 6th seed and the Bulls falling into the play-in tournament. It's unacceptable by the Bulls. It's absolutely unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. So this Bulls team is trash, folks. They'll get bounced first round of the playoffs. Absolutely, no doubt. Who do they got first round? Playoffs end today. Woo! Good luck. Good luck. You gotta face the Bucks. If the season ended right now, they have to face the Bucks round 1. That's a 4-0 clean sweep. Utter domination all 4 games. Man. Good luck, Chicago. You're gonna need all of the luck you can get. So Celtics get the absolute dominant win, 117-94 last night. All right, next game up here, we got the Thunder at the Jazz. We took the Thunder plus 17.5 points, but we needed about another 17.5. Man, oh man. The Jazz win by 36, 137-101 last night, and finally the Jazz blowing out a team out here, finally getting it done. For the Jazz last night, there was no Donovan Mitchell, so winning without Donovan Mitchell, that's never a good look. So we had Daniel House Jr. filling in at the 2 for Donovan Mitchell. 14 points, no assists, 2 rebounds. Definitely not Donovan Mitchell-esque. Rudy Gobert, 20 points, 10 rebounds. Bojan Bogdanovic in the starting lineup, 27 points. Off the bench, Hassan Whiteside, 15 points, 11 rebounds. Love it. Jordan Clarkson, 18 points, 10 assists. Love it. Rudy Gay, 12 points, 3 assists, 8 rebounds. Love it. Now we're getting back to the great Jazz bench of the before times. I mean, when was the last time the bench of the Jazz has been this good? First of all, when was the last time Hassan Whiteside, Jordan Clarkson, and Rudy Gay all played together off the bench? It's been a while. And then gave us this great production of everybody putting up 10 plus points and getting it done in the assisting and rebounding categories as well. So yeah, finally, the big 3 off the bench. That's why we love the Jazz. That's why we had them for a brief, very brief moment as our number 1 seed in our power rankings, because they had a big 3 coming off the bench. So yes, if we can get this with Donovan Mitchell back healthy in the starting lineup and this production off the bench, this is the Jazz team that really should be here on a daily basis, gamely basis. But we know we're never going to get that. So We can wish, we can hope, we can dream, but we're not going to get that. And then for the Thunder, once again, nobody's playing. So we have Jalen Horde, leading scorer of 23 points. We'll shout him out, but everything else is out. Even Alexei Pukosevetsky's not playing. Like, why are you not playing? So nobody's playing for the Thunder. They get obliterated by 36. And then the final game of the night here, Suns at the Clippers, and the Suns almost won. The Suns almost won this game. They lost 113 to 109. We didn't take the Suns +2. I know that's what we said on the show, but hour before the game, hey, nobody's playing. Everybody's out. DeAndre Ayton, they're all out. Chris Paul, Devin Booker, even Jay Crowder not playing either. So we were not taking the Suns +2 last night on that. After that news, and the Clippers only still won by 4, so still a close game overall. And once again, the Suns, their depth is pretty good. So let's start with the Clippers since they got the win. Paul George, 19 points, 4 assists, 9 rebounds. Reggie Jackson, a little bit of an off night, only 10 points and 2 assists. That's lackluster on all fronts there. And then Zubac, 13 points, 11 rebounds. Everybody else in the starting lineup floundering. Nicholas Batum, 6 points. Marcus Morris, 7 points. But the Clippers bench finally got it going. Norman Powell, first game back, 24 points. Yes, sir. Led the team in scoring off the bench. First game back. Go get it, young fella. Love it. Isaiah Hartenstein off the bench, 10 points, 5 assists, 7 rebounds. Terrence Mann, 10 points, 4 rebounds. And Robert Covington, 11 points, 7 rebounds. So the bench of the Clippers truly digging in and helping out the starters because they were floundering. And then for the Suns, this was their starting lineup, and they all floundered. Man, oh man. Cameron Payne at the 1, Landry Shamet at the 2, McCall Bridges at the 3, Cameron Johnson at the 4, and JaVale McGee at the 5. And Cameron Payne, 13 points, 4 assists. That was the best producer offensively for the starters. Nobody else in double-digit points but the bench. So the bench, because the bench goes into the starting lineup, and then the bench goes to the bench, and the bench got it done last night. We had Bismack Biyombo, 14 points, 12 rebounds. Torrey Craig, who should be getting more minutes anyway, 11 points on 3 of 7 from the 3, 6 rebounds to go along with that. Ish Wainwright, 20 points, 4 assists, 3 steals, 8 rebounds. And then Aaron Holiday, 16 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. So yes, this is a deep Suns team. This is deep dish pizza Suns team. Man, oh man. And they almost got that big upset win on the road, but the starters could not bring it home. So Clippers get the win, 113 to 109, but the Suns are so deep, folks, they were even competitive without all their starters. Man, oh man. So Clippers get the win, 113-109 last night. Alrighty, that is all the NBA from last night. Now let's see what we have on deck tonight on the NBA to see how we can make a little bit of money and do a little bit better than what we did yesterday. Once again, let's stay away from kind of taking those points with bad teams. I think we're done with that. So here we go. Pretty good amount of games. What do we got? 2, 4, 6, 7 games on tonight. Let's see where that value is. Get those sniffers out, folks. We are sniffing for value. Here we go. First game up, we got the Magic at the Hornets. Magic plus 14, Hornets minus 14. All right, the Magic, sneaky good in their last game, beating the Cavs. Hornets definitely kind of want to get back on track, establish themselves heading into the playoffs. For the Magic, we get Cole Anthony is out, which we actually like a lot. We think Cole Anthony is kind of holding this team back. We like Markelle Fultz at the 1 more than Cole Anthony. And then for the Hornets, Gordon Hayward is back to being a game-time decision. So we like the Hornets here. They'll probably win this game. We'll stay away from the spread. This Magic team with no Cole Anthony, we think it's better than with, so we got to stay away from it. All right, next game up here is the Celtics at the Bucks, and oof, this is not going to be good for the Celtics here on the back-to-back, on the road, facing the Bucks. Celtics plus 6.5, Bucks minus 6.5. This is a real tough one. This is on TNT, thank goodness, so we can watch this game. I think I'm just going to be fulfilled watching this game. I don't think I have to. I don't think I have the stomach to really bet this game, really. So for the Celtics, everybody's good to go. For the Bucks, Giannis, the game-time decision, and Grayson Allen is a game-time decision. And I believe I saw Grayson Allen is probably not playing today. Let me quickly go to NBA Fantasy Labs here. What do we got? News. Where's the news? Yeah, Grayson Allen is doubtful for today's game. So But that's fine. He's coming off the bench now anyway. Wesley Matthews in the starting lineup looking pretty good. So just losing a little bit of depth, a little bit at the guard position. But going to stay away from betting this game. I would, if I have to bet this game, forced to bet this game, I swallow the 6.5 here with the Bucks. But I want to see how competitive this Celtics team can be. And hopefully it is competitive, because I don't want to, we've been talking highly about this Celtics team all year long. We like what this Celtics team has done. We've loved Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown this entire season. The way that Marcus Smart has just been getting better and better and better this season, knowing his role more and more and more. It's just been so impressive. So we love the Celtics team, and it would just be so upsetting if, we talked them up highly all year long. They've been doing the right things all year long. And then, last week, 2 weeks ago, Robert Williams goes down, and that just changes the entire course for the Celtics for the remainder of the season, not being competitive in the playoffs. I really cannot stomach that. So this is going to be a great game. Hopefully the Celtics can keep it close on the back-to-back, all of that, but we'll stay away from betting this game. 7:30 on TNT, though, so definitely make sure you watch it. All right, next game up here, we got the 76ers at the Raptors. 76ers minus 1.5. The Raptors plus 1.5 here. Now, the 76ers match up really well with this Raptors team because they both don't have any real good depth, any real good bench. So this is just going to be starting 5 versus starting 5, and I think I'm about to take the 76ers here. So everybody's good to go for the 76ers, and then for the Raptors, we get Yuta Watanabe and OG Anunoby, both game time decisions, both bench pieces. So I'm going to take the 76ers minus 1.5 here. We've really seen these kind of top tier teams, the top 3 in each conference over the last maybe week, really start to dominate their opponents, which has been very good, and this is exactly what we want to see. So we do like the Raptors, but overall, this is kind of proving time for the 76ers, and their starters do prove it. It's just, their knock on the 76ers is Doc Rivers in the bench, and our knock on the Raptors is their bench. They really have no depth, so no depth versus no depth. I'm just going to take the 76ers. I'll swallow the 1.5 here. All right, next game up, we get the Spurs at the Timberwolves, and I love this value, absolutely. Spurs plus 8.5, Timberwolves minus 8.5, and I think I'm taking the points here. Yeah, for the Spurs, we get DeJounte Murray is out, but once again, they've been playing real solid without DeJounte Murray. They've won their last 2 games without DeJounte Murray, and they just went and beat the Nuggets in their last outing. For the Timberwolves, we get Patrick Beverley, a game-time decision, Malik Beasley, and Jaden McDaniels, all game-time decisions, and once again, we haven't really seen anything consistent with this Timberwolves team besides their big 3, so we get the Spurs all putting in the work, all kind of showing next man up mentality, all showing that grit mentality. Love that. So I'm going to take the 8.5 here. The Timberwolves, yeah, they may win, but I don't know if they dominate. I don't think they win big. I'm taking the 8.5 here. Once again, great value with the Spurs. The last week and a half, 2 weeks, betting the Spurs has been the one of the safest bets, I think, in the NBA. Getting a tons of points, great value, all of that, and covering for the most part. 3-game winning streak, winning outright these games. Fantastic. I'm taking the 8.5. All right, final 3 games tonight. We got the Blazers at the Pelicans. Blazers plus 17.5. Pelicans minus 17.5. So definitely not taking the Blazers plus 17.5, I'll tell you that. Once again, everybody's done for the season for the Blazers. And then for the Pelicans, we get Jonas Valanciunas, a game-time decision. So they probably cover the minus 17.5. Let's take it. Let's not have our fear. Once again, we took the points last night. We're done with the points. Let's not have this get in our way. This is the highest spread we've swallowed all year long, folks. Pelicans minus 17.5. Go take care of business. Try to, can the Pelicans even move up in the playoffs? What do we got? Pelicans currently the 9th seed, and they're about 4 games out. Yeah, they're really not moving up. They just cannot afford to really move down. Not that it makes a difference. 9th, 10th seed, still the same. So Pelicans kind of locked into this 9th spot. Okay, yeah, maybe I'm not taking the 17.5. How much? If they get up big, are they going to be playing everybody? Yeah, okay. I think I'm just done. With big spreads, just period, for the rest of the regular season. We're just done. We can't even be playing around with it anymore. This isn't fear talking. I don't think this is our fear, our phobia of big spreads talking, folks. This is just, it's the end of the season. We already get wonkiness on fronts because teams have nothing to play for. Who cares if they're doing good, doing bad? Our team's going 100% here, even in the playoffs, all of that. So we're just done with the big spreads. I'm not messing around with that. All right, officially taking Pelicans minus 17.5 off the board. Here we go. Next game, Grizzlies at the Nuggets. Grizzlies plus 5.5. Nuggets minus 5.5. In Vegas is still giving this Grizzlies team tons of points. And look at this. Ja Morant, a game time decision. Now, I would assume by the spread that he doesn't play. We get anything by NBA Fantasy Labs. And once again, we've been seeing some game time decisions surprising us, and then they don't end up playing. You know, we saw Michael Porter Jr. once. We're seeing Ja Morant now. So I'm not putting a lot of stake that Ja Morant is actually going to be playing tonight. So, Grizzlies plus 5.5, Nuggets minus 5.5. For the Nuggets, we get everybody good to go. Just Jeff Green, a game time decision. So this Grizzlies team, even against the Jazz, you know, they lost. They were getting 6 there, went into overtime. Once again, Jazz couldn't close out. Grizzlies still should have won that game. This Grizzlies team is still good without Ja Morant. They're going at full force. So yeah, I'm taking the Grizzlies plus 5.5. And once again, this Nuggets team, they've got to start being real competitive. We've really got to start this team we've really got to start seeing this team step it up. They just lost against the Spurs the last game out. Who was their last good win? These are their last games. We're just going to go back here. When was the Nuggets' last good win? We got loss against the Spurs, win against the Lakers, loss against the Timberwolves, win against the Pacers, win against the Hornets by 4. And is that even a good win? It's an okay win. I don't know if I'm counting that good. Give me certified playoff team, not play-in tournament team win. Then we get the Thunder win. Suns lost. Clippers win. That was a good win, but no Paul George. So is that good? Let's keep going. We got loss against the Celtics, loss against the Cavs, win against the Wizards, win against the 76ers. So we have to go back to last month. March 14th, win against the 76ers was the Nuggets' last official good win. So... yeah, I'm taking the 5.5 with the Grizzlies here. Grizzlies, they're on their bullshit here, folks. That's really all it is. They're on their bullshit, folks. Grizzlies plus the 5.5. Give me the points. And then the last game of the night, Lakers at the Warriors. Lakers plus 13. Warriors minus 13. Lakers nothing to play for. Big spread. No, thank you. We'll stay away from it. Don't need to swallow these big spreads because we got 3 great values already tonight. We're taking the 76ers minus 1.5, which I think is the best bet of the night. They're just going to overpower. They're just going to overpower the Raptors. The Raptors, they don't have the size to keep up. They've got the nice grit and determination and kind of scrappy defense. I'll give them that. But at the end of the day, the 76ers are a little bit, I think are a little bit better. They're in another tier, I think, than the Raptors are. So I'm saying 76ers minus 1.5 is the best bet of the day, folks. I mean, this really should be like 76ers minus 5, minus 6. So getting it at minus 1.5, absolutely best value of the night. So 76ers minus 1.5, Spurs plus the 8.5 points, and the Grizzlies plus 5.5 points here, folks, is what we are rocking and endorsing tonight, betting in the NBA. Alrighty, that is all the NBA we had to go over for today. So now let's shift gears to the NFL, where there's a couple of stories to talk through, and one of the most delusional stories we will ever talk about here on the show. So let's start with the stories, and if we have time, let's fit in Malik Willis, and I think we are going to be having time. So let's keep our fingers crossed and talk about these stories and see if we can get to it. So here we go. First story up here, folks, and here it is, the most delusional thing I think I have ever seen. Now, this is just a clickbait. Quote. So there may be way more delusion. Like, this could get out of hand, folks. So, for this may be able to get out of hand, I want to put this little disclaimer out in the front, because we could truly go wild on this, man. We may go so out of control that even we are kind of like, whoa, we should have reined it in 100% as we look back on this maybe an hour after the show or tomorrow and something like that. And once again, I don't have anybody in the studio with me. I don't have another producer. I don't have security. I should have called security, like a rent-a-security guard. I should have done that, because we are truly could potentially go off the rails here on how delusional this is. So let me have this disclaimer, folks. I'm going to say this disclaimer. Here we go. Folks, I understand I'm just going to say I understand. I get it, folks. I get it. We are going to knock this player. There's no way around of not knocking this player. It's to what extreme we go to knock this player on what this man said. So, yes, I get it. These players are all better than me. I get it. These are professional athletes. I get it. They're in the NFL. I get it. They're getting paid millions of dollars. They're better than me because they're richer than me. They're better than me because they're more athletic than me. I get it. I cannot play football, folks. I am not athletically gifted enough to play football at the college level, at the pro level. I get all of that, folks. When we say a player is trash, we are saying it in regards to their competition, regard to the field of athletes that are comparable to them. This man is trash. They even say it. The NFL players even say it because you know why they say it? Because they say just talking. They say just talking. We are just talking out here. Did you hear Tom Brady in the shop? Everybody loved it. Everybody gushed over. Oh my God, that's so funny. Tom Brady saying, you're choosing that motherfucker over me? People talk, folks. This is just talking. There needs to be a clear difference between talking and like official like policy talk. People can just talk. People can just throw ideas out there if they're just talking. If they're trying to kind of, be like hold an official position and talk, that's when you can kind of, be like, whoa, like a senator can't just kind of like talk when they're, announcing policy. They could talk, in the back room deals, when they're trying to hash everything out. But, that's how policy and official things get started. You talk, you throw ideas out there. So we're just talking here, folks. We're just talking and we get it. These players are better than us. Relation-wise, comparable-wise, they're trash. Tom Brady athletes even talk like this. Oh, you're choosing that motherfucker over me. That's how people talk, folks. So we're just talking out here. Please save it. They've got millions of dollars. Their feelings shouldn't be hurt. They're professionals. They're in the limelight. They open themselves up to criticism. So that's the disclaimer. Okay, folks, we get it. Now back to this because we made... Let me just say, this man's trash and the man's talking like this. The man's talking like this, and I get you have to talk like this because you're not going to knock yourself. I get it. But say this? To kind of say this? No. I can't let you get away with this. No way. So here we go, folks. The most delusional, absurd things we will ever utter on the show. Are y'all ready for this? The last couple of weeks, folks, we have gotten some craziness in the NFL. We got the funniest quotes by Jim Irsay, absolutely obliterating Sam Darnold, knocking Sam Darnold to a degree I have not seen a kind of owner knock another player before. So we got that. We got the funniest quotes of all time coming from inside the NFL, and now we got the most delusional quote of all time coming from inside the NFL. So here it is, folks. Sammy D, our good friend of the show, Sam Darnold, folks, who, if you recall, a couple of days ago on the show, we said the two worst quarterbacks in the NFL, not starters, backups, anything like that, the two worst quarterbacks in the NFL. The entire pool, if you are a quarterback in the NFL, the two worst quarterbacks in the NFL are Mason Rudolph and Sam Darnold. So, one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL has this to say. Are y'all ready for this? I know you're all not ready for this, because I wasn't ready for this. I saw this and I was like, who said this? I had to double check my eyes. I had to do a double take. What? Did Tim Allen? What are you saying? The hell are you saying? This man had the audacity to say these words, folks. You ready? Sam Darnold says, quote, let me start that again. Sam Darnold says, quote, I know I'm a good quarterback. I know I can be a good quarterback in this league. I've proved it. I've proved it. You proved what, Samuel Darnold? What have you proven? Please show me one thing you have proven. You have proven that you can swindle a team by coercing them to draft you to give you an opportunity to play in this league? Is that what you've proved? I'll give you that. You swindled the Jets. Congratulations. You swindled the first round draft pick. Congratulations. That's what you've done. You're a swindler. That's your biggest success in the league. Swindling, lying, false advertising yourself. But please tell me what the hell you have proved. You've proved that you're trash. That's what you proved. You proved you're straight up garbage. You proved that you can throw not even 60% in a season. And I know, what do you got, 61? Let me get these stats up here, folks. These are abysmal stats. These are the worst stats I have ever seen by a starting quarterback, folks. Absolutely absurdly bad. Let me also make third overall. That's a swindle, folks. And let's recount this 2018 draft. I mean, let's see what players went after him. So Baker Mayfield goes 1, Saquon Barkley goes 2, Sam Darnold goes 3. What could the Jets have had? Was this a great draft class? Who were the other first-round picks here? We get Denzel Ward, better than Sam Darnold. Bradley Chubb, oh yeah, better than Sam Darnold, absolutely. Quentin Nelson, Josh Allen. Josh Allen has proved he's great. Josh Allen has proved he could be a starting quarterback in the NFL. Sam Darnold, what the hell did you say again? You've proved it? No, you haven't. No, you haven't. Jeez, Josh Allen has proven himself. Quentin Nelson has proven himself. Bradley Chubb has proven himself. Denzel Ward has proven himself. Even Baker Mayfield last year proved himself. Got into the playoffs, won a playoff game. That's proving yourself. That is proving yourself. Throwing 50, what is this man's career percentage on completion? 59. The man is a career 59%. His highest is 61%, and he only played 13 games that year. So if you had another 3, that's dipping below 60. The man has not thrown over 60%, folks, ever in his career. Meaningful. Hasn't played a full 16 games season. 4 years in, still hasn't played a full entire year. Can't throw 60% in a season. 9 touchdowns the last 2 years. 1 second, folks. This is Sam Darnold trying to save face. Hello? Okay, copy. Gotcha. Yep. Yep, bye. All right, yep, that was Sam Darnold right there calling me, apologizing, saying, "No, I am good." No, you're not, Sam. Just hung up on him. No, you're not. The hell have you proven? 13 interceptions last year. Y'all love it. And I'm not letting y'all off the hook. Y'all love no interceptions. So double digit, y'all should be screaming right now. 13 interceptions. 13 interceptions. The man has a career touchdown to interception ratio of almost only 1. 54 touchdowns, 52 picks. Folks, all of this is the worst I have ever seen. The worst stats over a 4-year period I have ever seen by a starting quarterback. Do not ever utter those words again. Good quarterback, Sam Darnold. You have not earned the right to say you've played good. Stop that. Oh my goodness, stop that. What the hell are you saying? Oh my goodness, you swindled the Jets. You swindled the Jets from taking Josh Allen. Swindled them. Man, who else went after Sam Darnold? We got, you dodged a bullet here. Congratulations. You're not as bad as Josh Rosen. Congratulations. The Cardinals got swindled. Josh Rosen at 10 this draft. The hell is that? Minkah Fitzpatrick is so much better. Oh my God, one of the top safeties in the league. Can't say the same about Sam Darnold at his position. Vita Vea in this draft. Oh my goodness. Marcus Davenport in this draft. Tremaine Edwards in this draft. Jair Alexander. Derwin James. Leighton Vander Esch. So yeah. Hayden Hurst, Calvin Ridley, Betting on games. Missed all last season. Gonna miss this season. Better than you. Better than you. I would still rather have Calvin Ridley, who's not playing on my team the last 2 years. I'd still rather have him over Sam Darnold. Sony Michel, Lamar Jackson. All first rounders in this year's draft. All taken after Sam Darnold. That's the only thing that you've proved. You've proved that you can lie enough to get top 3 draft position. So now let's go into this full article, and I want to read every single one of these stupid, nonsensical, abhorrent words that came out of this man's mouth. Oh my goodness, here we go, folks. That better only be the quote. You should have just said that and left. You should have got laughed off the stage. After you uttered those words, you should have got laughed off the stage, and you say nothing else. But let's see what this man is truly saying out here. Here we go. All right, where are we at? Here we go. First quote. Let me find it. Here we go. Is this him talking? All he said is just he said. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Despite everything said and done, Darnold remains. Joining the Bussin' with the... what a great name. Joining with the Bussin' with the Boys podcast with Titans left tackle Taylor Lewan. Bussin' with the Boys. Let me get on Bussin' with the Boys. Sam Darnold was on Bussin' with the Boys. Didn't seem too concerned about the Panthers' search and remained confident in his skills. All right, here we go. He says, quote, it truly is. And this is where you are not going to believe what I say. Yup. I'm not going to believe anything you say. You just told me straight up you're not going to believe it. You're right. Even Sam Darnold knows it's so outlandish for him to say nobody will believe him. He's prefacing. Folks, do you understand what this man is doing right now? He's prefacing that you're not going to believe him when he's saying he's good. Do you see how bad that is? First of all, that goes to your self-confidence. Hey, you're not going to believe me, but I'm good. Like, imagine somebody coming up to you and saying that. Imagine you going to a job interview and being like, hey, you may not believe me, but I'm cut out for this job. Like, what? You may not believe me, but yeah, I could write some code. Yeah, you may not believe me. Well, show me the code. And then you show them the code, and it's awful code. It's like, did you even take any computer science classes at all? The hell is this? You said run the program. That was the code. Run the program. You didn't write the program. You're not going to believe me, but I can write code. See, run the program. That's code. Run the program. There it is. Look at the words. Run the program. Yep. You're not going to believe me, but that works. No, it doesn't. You go to any kind of, you're trying to write any code and you just write the words run the program. Nothing will happen. I can guarantee you that. So, Sam Darnold is prefacing the quote of him saying he's good by saying you're not going to believe what I say. Folks, do you see how comical this is? Do you see how absurd this is just to say? From the guy, from himself, who has to say this? He's not going to knock himself. Even if you're not the greatest, you say you're the greatest. I've got no problem with players saying you're the greatest of all time. Or like, Patrick Mahomes, who wouldn't say this, but, hey, I'm the greatest quarterback of all time. I would have no problem with him saying that. I would have no problem with Josh Allen saying he's the greatest quarterback of all time. I would have no problem with that. Because that's what you have to say. You're not going to knock yourself. That's all there is to it. So here we go. The quote, here we go. It just gets better and better, word by word. Word by word, it gets better, folks. So here we go. Back to the quote. It says, quote, it truly is. And this is where you're not going to believe what I say. You're truly damn right on that. And this is where you're not going to believe what I say. But just bear with me. Bear with me through this 14-hour-long documentary of me pulling at the heartstrings. I mean, folks, watch any reality show. Here he is again, another time, trying to make his case. Let me hear him. Hello?
Yes, Nick, if I could ask you to Coach Peterson on this run. Can we pull it up?
Yeah, I can do that. Yep.
Awesome, thank you, Nick.
Yep, bye. All right, time number 2. No, I'm not buying it. Just called me again. Last second information. Trying to be like, no, I'm trying to plead the case that he's good. No. Where was the thought? Sam Darnold. Just bear with me. Bear with me after we go over this 14-hour documentary pulling at the heartstrings. That's where we were, pulling at the heartstrings. I mean, watch any reality, competition, American Idol, they're all the singing shows, all the 50 singing shows out there. What do? The backstory. Oh, look at this next contestant. Oh my goodness, born with no legs, born with one ear, born with no vocal cords, sings through Braille. Oh my goodness, so good. Oh, she's so good. The pulling on the heartstrings, what gets you hooked? Sam Darnold's trying to do that. Bear with me. I don't know how he grew up. Oh, I was bullied in school. I got cut. The classic Michael Jordan got cut from my high school team. Oh, bear with me here. You're not going to believe what I say. Bear with me here. Let's keep going with the quote, folks. Quote, it truly is, and this is where you're not going to believe what I say, but just bear with me. It truly is like whatever happens. But at the end of the day, it's out of my control, and I know that. I have enough security in myself to where I can be like, I know I'm a good quarterback. I know I can be a good quarterback in this league, and I've proved it. And I know there's a team, if something happens, that would want me. No. There's no team that wants you. I take Baker Mayfield over Sam Darnold. I don't even think that's debatable, honestly. I throw Sam Darnold in the trash. Y'all are throwing Jimmy Garoppolo in the trash. Y'all been throwing that man in the trash, but y'all want to go to bat for Sam Darnold. Y'all would want your team to take Sam Darnold. Can we stop it with the Sammy D, folks? The man is not good. The man is not even close to being good. The man cannot even go an entire season. Well, the man can't even go the entire season. We've seen that. 13 games is the max. He's done. He also cannot go an entire season while throwing more than 60%. Folks, what is our bar? What is our range? 62 to 65, that's good. Sam Darnold's under 62%, so what does that make him? Trash. Yes, it goes from trash to good, just like that. There's no intermediate step. It's either trash or good. And Sam Darnold's been on the trash side his entire career. Nobody would want you. I can guarantee you nobody would sign you. I wouldn't sign you, and if my favorite team signed you, I would truly be done with that team. I would shun the team. There's no longer 32 teams in the league. There's 31 teams in the league. That's it. If something happens, they would want me. Nobody would want you. I'm telling you. I'm sorry. I have to be the bearer of bad news. I'm sorry I got to be the guy that says it. I'm sorry. I got to be the one that everybody's thinking. Everybody's thinking this. I got to be the one to say it. And just a little bit of advice. If you're gonna say that, if you're ever gonna say that, ever use this in your regular life, well, everyone's thinking it. I'm just saying it. You better gosh dang hope that everybody's thinking it, because if they're not, that's a big old meatball that's hung out there. So, and I'm confident everybody's thinking this, so I'll say it. But man, oh man, no, you're not. You're not good. You're not good. Even he doesn't even believe he's good, because look at how he says this. Look at the quote, folks. Here it is. I know I'm a good quarterback. End of sentence. I know I can be a good quarterback in this league. End of sentence. So he's not even believing himself. He's so out there in his take of him being good. He's even like, well, I can be good. Oh, I'm good in this league. No, I can be good. I know I can be good in this league. I know I'm good in this league. I know I can be good in this league. So he's even not bearing with himself. He said, you're not going to believe what I say, just bear with me. He can't even bear with himself. I know I'm a good quarterback. I know I can be a good quarterback in this league. He knows he's not even good now. 4 years in, still not good. I know we've seen Josh Allen, but he only took 2 years in the league. Found out year 3, he is good. And man, oh man, is he good. Holy moly. Sam Darnold, 4 years in? No. You don't get the Josh Allen treatment. No. Jeez, this man, the audacity of this dude, right? How dare you say you're good yourself, right? Audacity of this man. The hell are you saying? Here we go. We got more. What else does this man say? Here we go. Next lead up. Darnold admitted some of the criticism has rubbed him the wrong way. Okay, well, hey, this is definitely rubbing him the wrong way. I can guarantee you that. But you're open for criticism. You're an athlete. You're a celebrity in that aspect. You got to open yourself up for criticism. Here we go. He says, quote, "The part that pisses me off is when people judge my game, like how I'm playing. Then I'm like, go strap up. You're a fan and I respect you as a fan. You can talk all the shit you want. I'm not going to do anything at the end of the day, but take it easy. What if I was like, the house you just worked on, piece of shit? You're so bad at tilting, you should really go get another job. Really think about your profession. Sometimes you want to say stuff like that, but you can't. But you can. You can say that. You can say that. You can say that, Sam Darnold, if you want. And, you know, some people aren't good at their jobs. Some people have a bad day at their job. I'm sick of this. I'm honestly sick of this. This whole, you know, we can't talk. We can't just talk and be like, oh, this dude is trash playing football. When the players are saying it themselves, just talking. I hate that all these players, professional athletes, take everything so close to heart. Why are you caring about what anybody says? You know the work you put in. You know your skill talent. You know your skill level. Why are you so insecure that random people talking gets under your skin? I'm saying, like, this is a huge thing that truly irks me. People are just talking. People are just talking. People invest time, money into you, players, teams, organizations. People talk. People talk, folks. That's really all it is. People talk. People talk. People use hyperbole. Is it right every single time? Maybe not. But overall, we're just talking. If I met Sam Darnold in person, am I going to obliterate this man and say you're trash? Of course not. Because we live in a society. I'm just talking, folks. This is a show. We are talking. Sports. You're a celebrity. You're putting yourself out there. You're saying, hey, I'm so good, I can be a starting quarterback in this league. I'm getting paid all the money a starting quarterback does, and I'm out here every single week. So yeah, if you're not playing as good as some other quarterbacks, you're going to get judged along that. You should get judged compared to your peers. And Sam Darnold, those numbers? Do you see Tom Brady throwing those numbers? Do you see Patrick Mahomes throwing those numbers? You don't? You don't? Why? Why? Because they're better than you. They're not trash. And once again, that's what competition is. Striving to be the best. Putting in the work to be the best. Clearly, Sam Darnold is not putting in the work to be the best. Because he's not even in the conversation of being the best. Or being good. Or being average. Or being slightly below average. Or just being below average in general. No, he's in the discussion of being trash. So I truly hate, and I literally just heard it today on a morning radio show in my area. They were kind of talking about the same thing, talking about like $1 million yachts, and how this $1 million yacht is trash compared to this one. Yes, relative, compared, trash. Of course, this man is broke. This man's got no money. So, you know, what does he have to say? Why does he get an opinion on, you know, expensive yachts when he's poor? Because people talk. Because people talk. Because people have preferences. Because people see one thing compared to the other. This is not a picture in a magazine, a child's magazine, where the pictures are the same. You just have to find the 7 differences. No, they're 2 completely different pictures. What's good? What's winning? Competition is all about winning. You're not putting in the work, or you're just not athletically gifted as them, which just makes you a little bit inherently worse. It's unfortunate, but that's how it is. He can't run like Patrick Mahomes. Once again, y'all hate participation trophies, or y'all claim to say, oh, participation trophy. Everybody gets a participation. We should all be saying, oh, you're so good. Yes, Sam Darnold, you're so good. Oh, you're so good, Sam Darnold. Yeah, you're good. Oh, Tom Brady, you're good too. Yeah, you both are good. That's participation trophy for Sam Darnold. That's disrespectful to Tom Brady of how fantastic and the amount of work he puts in to win the ring things to be good, so people do talk about him in a highlight. This truly, and it just gets under my skin, folks. And this is like the lowest hanging fruit you could say. Well, you don't play football. Oh, I'd like to see you try to do what Sam Darnold does. Of course he's better than me. I know it. He's a better football player than me. Of course. That's why he's in the league. But compared to his competition, his peers, he's not as good as them. Jeez, it just gets under my skin that we use this as like gatekeeping, talking about who's good and who's not as good as others. Is some of it hyperbole? Of course it is. Of course it's hyperbole. How fun would it be if everyone's just like, oh yeah, he's good. He's good too. He's good. Oh wow, we got 32 good quarterbacks this season. Oh, we're all tuning into Undisputed to watch Skip and Shannon to say he's good, he's good? Of course not! Can we truly stop it? I want this, like, I want this entire kind of whole back and forth, boilerplate nonsense type of, well, I'd like to see you do it. I truly just want that out of the zeitgeist of conversation. It's the lowest hanging fruit, folks. It's truly the lowest hanging fruit that there is. And y'all always love to bring it up. It's one of the most annoying things, folks. It's honestly one of the most annoying things y'all do. People are just talking. Of course I would not harass Sam Darnold if I ran into him on the street. Of course I wouldn't. It irks me to no end, folks. It truly irks me to no end that people say this. Man, oh man. So yeah, you can talk shit about other people's jobs, Sam Darnold, but why would you? You're worth more money than them. So why are you even caring about them? And you can knock whatever you want. These people that are just kind of, doing houses, renovating houses. I mean, they're not putting themselves out there, like Sam Darnold is, like I am here on the show. So, they don't deserve you, berating their faulty, woodworking skills or whatever it is. But I mean, if somebody does a bad job in your house, a plumber comes over your house, doesn't fix the leak, what are you supposed to say? Good job? Good job? Yeah. Yeah, I'll recommend you. Good job. You broke the wall even more. The pipe is leaking even more now. But good job. What do we look for? What do we look for when we hire handymen, folks? 5-star reviews? Uber driver, 5-star review? Sam Darnold's not a 5-star Uber driver. If you got a 5-star Uber driver compared to a 1-star Uber driver, who are you choosing? The 5-star Uber driver, of course. Of course! Now are you going to go and berate that 1-star Uber driver if you ran into him in public? Be like, you're such a shitty driver. Oh my God, you're so... No! You wouldn't even care. You'd be like, oh, hey, how's it going? You probably wouldn't even recognize him. I wouldn't recognize Sam Darnold. That's how bad he is. So, 5-star Uber driver. Are we just supposed to say, oh yeah, the 1-star Uber driver, you're good. You're good. So, it's just frustrating, folks. It's just frustrating. This type of back and forth, this type of boilerplate response, this low-hanging, hey, I gotcha. Oh, yeah, he's so bad, you do better. Yeah, of course not, folks, of course. Of course Sam Darnold's better than throwing the football than I am. He's richer than me. I get it. Jeez. It's probably on my list of top most annoying things. So, yeah. I'm still going to be continuing to knock Sam Darnold. Am I supposed to, I don't even know what Sam Darnold wants from us. You're not playing good. You're not playing good. This is it's competition, folks. I feel like y'all don't take competition like that seriously. Like, especially, like, if you don't want to take, high school sports that seriously, you can. I've got no problem. But, a lot of the parents, why are the parents getting outraged? Your kid's not messy. That's another thing I'm like, I don't like. I don't like this more, but we'll say that for a different day. But, I feel like y'all don't take competition that seriously. Just because Sam Darnold's not taking competition that seriously doesn't mean that everybody else is not taking competition that seriously. At the end of the day, yes, it is a game. Yes, it is kind of just like a job. Yes, you're getting paid millions of dollars. But people like the competition. People like going against other physical humans and testing to see who's better than who. People like that thing. People like being better than other people. Just because you don't, you think you can just say this, they're knocking me. You go out there and do it. That it's just supposed to just, you can just say that and it makes it all even just like that. It's oof, I'm heated, folks. I'm heated. I hate it, and I heard it twice today, so it's definitely doubling down on it. All right. Did we express everything we wanted to express as clearly as we could? I hope so. I hope so. Definitely glad we had that disclaimer at the beginning. Truly needed that. And I knew we were going to need that because who says this? Who the hell says this? So, Sam Darnold, I guess we're not supposed to say anything about Sam Darnold, even though he's trash. Those stats are trash, folks. I don't care what you say. Those stats are trash. Those are garbage stats. Would I do those stats? Of course not. I would do worse. I get it, folks, okay? I would throw probably 1% completion percentage. I may be able to get it off one good pass like 10 yards. I may be able to do that. I get it, folks. Sam Darnold's a better passer than me. I get it, but he's still trash. He's still trash. I'm trash, he's trash. We're both trash at playing football. That's what it is. We're both trash at playing football. Man, oh man. So, that's Sammy D. Gets under his skin when you knock him. Can't take the criticism. Oh no, the millionaire. And I don't even like saying that, so I'm not going to say that. I hate when people say that too, so let me not do that. I was going to say, oh, you're a millionaire, we can't knock you. You're putting yourself out there. That's why we can knock you. This is competition. That's why we can knock you on an impersonal level. Same thing with comedy, folks. This is all, comedy takes place in a world where nobody has feelings. That's really what it is. Nobody has feelings. That's the perfect world of comedy. Jokes are unfortunately always at somebody's expense, a la Jada Pinkett Smith. And Will Smith didn't like that. It doesn't give you the right to slap that person. Because it's comedy. It's something that we've entered into as a society. We all accept this. Same thing with sports talk. Talk about anything. Gossip. Y'all, that's Twitter. That's gossip. That's the magazines at the end of the checkout counter that grabs your attention. Talk. Gossip. It's just what it is. People talk. Man. I actually kind of lost a little respect for Sam Darnold for even saying this. Honestly. This is how much it irritates me, folks. Truly bugs the heck out of me for people talking like that. So, that's Sam Darnold, folks. That's Sam Darnold. I just don't even know what to say about him anymore. He's trash. We know he's trash. He knows he's trash. He doesn't even believe he's good, but he gets mad when other people say he's not good. Okay, Sammy. Okay. You take your 4 wins last season, your 2 wins the year before that. You're great. Your best season ever, 7-6 with 61% completion percentage, 19 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Your best season ever that you have not been able to replicate ever since 2019. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but we're supposed to treat that like Tom Brady, right? Okay. Same thing with Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. You want to be talked about like Tom Brady, but you've only been to 1 Super Bowl? Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Right? The lower end wants everything to be fair, but they don't see that it takes away from the people at the top that worked for it, that earned it. And yes, it's not every single case, folks. I get it. Once again, I get it. Whatever rebuttal you have, I get it, folks, okay? All right, let's get out of here. We got to get out of here, folks. All right. We got to get out of here for today, folks. Yep, we're out of here. So, Could only get to the Sam Darnold story today. Truly unfortunate. We got some other stories coming up. We have the old Deebo Samuel thing. Let's go over this quickly. Yeah, we can end on this, I guess. Deebo Samuel unfollowed 49ers on Instagram, so potentially he's leaving, which is interesting. We saw Kyler Murray do the same thing. Unfollowed the Cardinals on social media. All of that, had his agent come out and be like, hey, I want money, and then we saw him walk everything back. So, Deebo Samuel, just make sure you're committed to this. If you're going to kind of play hardball, you can play hardball. Once again, we've got no problem with athletes getting their money, playing hardball. Lamar Jackson's kind of doing it a little bit as of recently. Kyler Murray tried it, swung and missed, and now Deebo Samuel doing a little bit of it here as well, unfollowing the 49ers on Instagram. And as, you know, we are kind of talking about things that get under our skin, let's not air out this grievance then. Yes. Is this just our Festivus episode, folks? Airing of our grievances? So, this is what we tweeted to the reply of the tweet here about Deebo Samuel unfollowing the 49ers. I said, according to Kyler Murray, this is just a thing people do. Don't look too much into it. And this is why I hate typing on Twitter and why I want to do the vocal show, the audio show, the video show, so you get the whole picture, because I was being sarcastic on this, folks. I was being sarcastic because if you weren't keeping up with it, Kyler Murray had a walk everything back and said, hey, I just delete everything. That's what my generation does. That's what my people do. We just delete everything off social media, which we know is a complete lie. We knew that's a lie. So when we said, according to Kyler Murray, this is just a thing people do, don't look too much into it, that was sarcastic. And I get it, y'all don't keep up with the show. This guy doesn't follow us, so I get it. He tweets at, he replies to us, says, don't ruin the fun. Once again, I was being sarcastic. That gets a like. His gets a like because, hey, he's dunking on me. Don't ruin the fun. He doesn't get the context. Everything's favorable. All that. So he gets the like there. And then somebody else replies as well. And he says, not true at all. No one happy with their organization/contract will do this. You can argue he's doing it for leverage for a contract, but it's not meaningless. I know it's not meaningless because I was being sarcastic to begin with. That's why I don't like using Twitter, folks. That's why I do the live show. That's why I do the audio show. That's why I do the video show. I have the video. I have the great camera. Do you see the production value of the show, folks? It's great. That's why. Because you get the full picture. You can see when we're being smurfy. You can hear when we're being sarcastic. So another air of the grievances. I guess that's what today's show is. That's the name of the show, folks. The Festivus Show. There it is. So... alrighty, now that we yelled at y'all for the last half hour, I guess we can get out of here. Alrighty, folks, we are out of here. We are back live tomorrow noon Eastern, where hopefully we're not yelling at y'all. I'm not trying to yell at y'all. I'm just saying how I'm feeling. I'm just saying everything I think, everything that goes through my head on how I think about sports and who's good and who's bad, I literally verbalize it for y'all. So I'm as open as I can be, and I just do not like that discourse, that back and forth. Hey, he's trash. Oh, you go and do better. It gets under my skin, folks. I get it. Okay, that's all I can say. All right, so we're out of here today, folks. Back live tomorrow noon Eastern, where hopefully we could watch Malik Willis because once again we could not because we were too busy yelling at Sam Darnold. But we're going to get out of here for today. We're back live tomorrow noon Eastern, doing it all over again. We'll see what other ridiculous story we're hearing last couple of weeks. The funniest story we've been hearing, the most blasphemous thing I've ever heard in my entire life, and I'm sure there's more to be had. So the one most eventful offseason in the NFL, folks, just keeps on giving, and I'm all here for it, folks. Be here as well tomorrow noon Eastern, and we'll talk to you then. So, all right, folks, have a great one. I still love y'all. I don't hate y'all. I love y'all. Come on, folks. We're just talking. At the end of the day, we're just talking. I love y'all still, okay? I love y'all. Have a great one, folks. I love y'all.